Good morning, everyone. This is fucking Bella on the Two Diamond Focus for this morning. And one last time to say your name before we go on mute. We've got a wonderful program today. I hope you stay with you because if you bring just one person on this call, open up their mind to the possibilities that they've never seen in their general being. Good morning, everyone!
Good morning, Susan Thompson, Dallas, Texas.
Good morning, Mom. This is Clark. And the Williams, Berlin.
Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Mary Edmond, Oklahoma.
Morning, Georgia.
Morning, Tony Jones, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Ron Robinson, Detroit, Michigan.
John Gibson, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Good morning, David Cobb, Woodbridge, Virginia. Good morning, Jack and Bree from Atlanta, GA. Hey, Dave. Good morning, Dave, Florida. Good morning, folks. Runaway Maintainer out there. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I know this is longer than you're used to, but I know you're all excited this morning, and you want to say your name. You got 30 seconds. Steve Foster, Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra Rhodes, Runaway Bay, St. Anne.
Alright, everyone, I tell you what, I'm so excited today. The possibilities are limitless. I hope you have a chance to either get a pen and pencil, your smartphone, record this. I don't know what it's going to be, but I believe today's show, I have a special guest on the show that we're going to do a little sparring, but I want you all to know that no matter how dark it is out there, what people are telling you about the economy and what's happening, there is a shift going on. There's a movement of money. It hasn't disappeared. We're still the number one consumer producer in the world. It's just that the money has moved, and we need to know where it's at so that we can do everything in our power through the vehicle that we have chosen to access that income. Now today, I want you to realize that the greatest resource that we have today that has been here in the United States since we've begun is our mind. And no matter what is going on, and we heard this from Paul Zane Pilsner about all of the jobs going offshore in the manufacturing, and oh no, we're losing jobs. We see a shift going on. And the shift, he explained it very, the best illustration is that our society was a society of fishermen. And we were going out there in our village, you can call our country our village, so that you can understand this was fishing. And we were happy, we were doing good, we were thriving, and all of a sudden, the fishing net was invented. And 8 out of 10 fishermen lost their job. We didn't need that many fishermen to bring in the fish because the nets were bringing in so many fish. But what was it that allowed that civilization to thrive again? I mean, did they go and say, woe is me, oh no, I don't know what I'm going to do? Those 8 people, they addressed this problem in different ways. Some addressed it as a socialist, some addressed it as a communist, some addressed it as a capitalist, right? There's basically 3 ways to address this. And in our society today, back then, basically you either had to get food or die. So you became very resourceful. So anyway, I just want everybody to know it's okay out there. And because we're on this call today, I highly recommend that you grab a hold of a friend and bring them in and let them open up their eyes. You see, I did a CD called Unplugging from the Matrix, and to tell you the truth, that's what it's all about. Until you get somebody completely unplugged from the Matrix and they're able to thrive outside the Matrix, they will go back. But this morning, I have a very good friend of mine that I have worked with and have been there a part of helping him cross over from traditional business, because I was a traditional businessman. And so basically I brought him on the line, and I wonder if you can guess who this special guest is. You've heard him out there before. Anyone? Well, I'm going to bring him on anyway, and I'm going to let you listen to his voice. So, special secret guest out there, are you there? What a build-up, Mark. What a build-up. I'm used to it. That's okay. Hey, I dropped everything to come on the line and discuss what's going on in our stage of business. That's great. Well, I figure I would set the stage for you so you and I, as businessmen that have crossed over the great divide, we can go out there and we can share with people a little bit about the things that are changing in our life as we've crossed over the great divide, and we're able to go from local business people into global business people. So really, in case you didn't know and pick up his name, it's Diamond Director Willie Grove. I thought you'd be a perfect person to come on the show and go out there and really challenge the people out there and open their minds of what would attract a businessman like you and what is going on in your business that has made you so excited about being an international businessman. Well, first and foremost, Mark, I love being around positive people. I love being around people that are creative. You've already used the term resourceful. People that are going to try to find a way to make things happen. And yet, I want to let everybody know on the line many times, it's when we step back and say, boy, my way isn't the system. My way isn't the way that is working. And sometimes if we just give up and let the system work, then things start happening. And, we've already said before that there's nobody that ever fails in network marketing, especially Zija. You only quit. And if you quit, you're never going to see the results of what could be. And when you talk about businessmen, and you talk about the things that I, on a daily basis, am saying to other people in my community, basically, nowadays, Mark, the world has gotten very small. The world has gotten closer to us because of the people that are coming into our organizations through other distributors. But again, it's not who we know. It's who you know that has contacts that blah, blah, blah. You can go on and on and on. So the world is getting smaller to us. Well, you know what, Willie? One of the things that I have, taught over and over and over as a businessman is that in order for you to thrive in this society, you need to have an international presence. Now, you think about that. You having your own business, you're a local businessman. A mom and pop shop. I was too when I started out. And then I got drawn to the network marketing model because of a product that was so consuming that I needed, that I could get at a cheaper price. And then I started to learn about this networking model and how to make a little bit of money off of a lot of people, where I was accustomed to making a lot of money off of myself. I know you've gone into the same situation. You didn't want to get into network marketing, but something drew you close to the fire. And the closer you got, the next thing you know, you were in the fire. But you have a global presence now, truly works. Second thing is, we've got a company that's med-free. We've heard that before. Why don't we take pride in that? Why aren't we out there with, a passion, share the product and the fact that we have an opportunity for people, and especially with the promotion that's going on, boy, things are good for distributors on this line. And the third thing is the timing. You know what? The timing was right. I mean, 30 years in traditional business, 30 years in the medical field, things are changing in the medical field. And when there's change, it's time to take a look at things and assess things. And lo and behold, 2.5 years ago, CJ International popped up on my screen, and you dig in, and anybody can do this business as long as you're coachable and trainable. So when you look across the pond and when you look at other countries, what I do is I look at it from a standpoint, the missions. When churches send missionaries, they are people that are in other countries. The culture is different. And I relate network marketing to the mission field. You're a lot further ahead, Mark, if you've got a missionary that goes and trains native pastors to take over for them in 3, 4, 5 years. It's not always us as a traditional businessman that can go do business in other countries. But boy, we've got people right now that we're training in Germany. We've got people on board in Uganda, in Nigeria. We've got a guy waiting for his application to be approved in Cambodia. Those people will be able to take what you have, train them, duplicate, and you will have a presence somewhere else where you don't have the time and you don't have the ability to go and talk and help people in Cambodia. But somebody from Cambodia can do that, and that's how I kind of relate this whole thing. Let's get them trained in duplicating, and we could be a business anywhere in the world.
Well, they call that indigenous churches, and a missionary will go into a country and raise up a pastor in the country to take over the church, because you never know when somebody's going to take over the country and chase out all those foreign missionaries. But the national stays there, and he still has the entity, the church, or the business, or whatever. So if any society decides to kick out us Americans, we have created a business that is there run by a local that is now making us money back here in the States. But, that's what's so wonderful, really, going from a neighborhood business, a mom and pop shop, to now being an international businessman. I mean, like you said, the world is shrinking, and we're able to go out there because we're involved with a company that has a vehicle that is in, over 32 countries right now, and who knows how many more countries are going to open up in the near future. But the vehicle, Willie, the vehicle is very important because it's an international vehicle, unlike your van is a local vehicle. And that is something so exciting to watch you go from a local businessman to an international businessman. That is a major change. We talk about needing to make a change. A change is going on, and you are spreading that change to other people.
Mark, lest anybody that's new on the line gets overwhelmed from our conversation right now, and even the folks that have been in for a while, there's nothing that should overwhelm you. And actually hearing and understanding that we have a global business, it's not that I set out 2.5 years ago and thought, boy, I'm going to have a presence in Africa, I'm going to have a presence in Europe, I'm going to have a presence in South America. That's not what I was thinking. We grow together, and we grow as our organization grows. And again, you just let it happen naturally. You go about your daily activities, expose 2 or 3 people a day to the product, to the opportunity. You do the normal activities, and then things will come about from those activities.
Tuesday night, we'll have one of our ladies, Marcy Cheney. She's actually going to train on the different things, the aspects that she does from Facebook and all the different social media that she uses. But you know what? Those are called tools. We got to use what we have at our disposal. But again, for the new person, that's why we have a system. That's why you have somebody that sponsored you. And I had a guy tell me one time, he said, man, I love doing this. I just can't see being a team leader and having to coordinate everything with all. You don't have to. You're under the umbrella of an organization somewhere. You can go up and find a leader that will support you no matter what organization you're in. And that's the beauty of this thing called ZJ International.
Well, you know what, Willie, it's been my pleasure to be a part of your organization and being there and seeing the different people growing and coming out of the employee sector and, you know, venturing into their own business and, you know, finding their way. And I tell everybody that is out there, you know, it's like unplugging from the matrix, choosing the right pill, dropping down the rabbit hole, and staying close to somebody that has done it already. You see, that to me is so important because there's so many people that are coming into this business that don't know what to do. They don't have a clue. And that is something that, you know, I've really enjoyed is to share my information and the information that is out there for us to grab a hold of and run with it. And like you said, you know, being able to share with 2 or 3 people a day, an opportunity of a lifetime. You gotta remember, you know, our economics that we have here, it's shifting. The money's still there. It's just in another place. And if you continue to drill in the same place and there is nothing there, it's all dried up, and you keep drilling there, you're going to get the same old thing. So it's time for you to do something different, like Billy did. You know, and Billy didn't want to do something different. He liked his old clothes. He liked his old car. He liked his own business. But little by little, he was drawn to the fire. And now, look at him. He's a part of the fire. His wood is in the fire, and now he is bringing other wood into the fire. And that's what's so wonderful that is out there today. A lot of people, they don't have any hope. And you know, we're able to reach out there as a good Samaritan. Look in your Bible. One of my favorite stories, one of my greatest models that I want to be like, and that is the Good Samaritan. Here's a person that was down and out, you know, been beaten up, he's been robbed. And here is a guy from, you know, a society, he didn't have very much money. He was considered the lowest of the lowest forms out there. But you know what? He had a heart. He had a desire to help people, to go out there. And what did he do? He knew it was going to cost him sacrifice, time, and money. You see, when you go into your own business that is out here, number one, it's going to take sacrifice. If you look at the word success, there are 3 S's in success, and the first one is capitalized. Capital S. Sacrifice. You know, and that's something that a lot of people are not willing to do. They're not willing to sacrifice their time, their pleasures, and so forth to make this happen. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to take some sacrifice. But, you know, as my father told me when I was young, he said, son, there's 16 hours in a day to build a business. Don't go out there and build a business. And you got some time for your family, not a whole lot of time, and you got some time for sleeping. But the story and the saying that is out there, there is going to be plenty of time for sleeping when the harvest is done. And right now, this is the harvest time. The baby boomers in 2010, they were supposed to retire. And what happened to them in 2010? They couldn't retire. A lot of them, they saw their nest egg disappear. And they had to go out there and they looked at their portfolio, they looked at what was going on, and they realized, you know what, I'm going to have to work until 70, not 65. I'm going to have to work for another 5 years, and these next 5 years, I need to really build that nest into your portfolio. It's like putting money into the bank. Today, we have an opportunity to grab a hold of someone. And this call, I guarantee you, has been recorded. And if you're not three-weighing somebody into a call like this, their possibilities are limited. But when they get on a call like this and they hear, two businessmen that have crossed over and been successful in network marketing and now have a international presence and are out there growing their business internationally, then people start to see, you know what? I think I can do it. No. I know I can do it. Matter of fact, if you help me, I know I can do it. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to help people. And, when you run into a leader like Willie Grove, what she wants to help people that want to succeed, not need to succeed. You know what? The majority of the people need extra income. But that's not who we're looking for. We're looking for people that want to go out there and do something different, that are willing to go out there and do those things that others won't do, so that later they can do what they can't do, the others can't do. You see, having my own home-based business and being an international businessman sounds real good, and it is. You see, in Future International, you can go out there and you can achieve greatness if you want to. And we have a system in place. We got all the tools and everything that you need. We have a company that is growing leaps and bounds. Over the last 3 years, it has grown 900%. Right? In 3 years. It has cracked I don't know what it is, the 5,000 business, I don't know, there's an article out there that shows that Siege is on the move, and anybody that gets involved with this vehicle, it's like getting on one of those new shiny cruise ships. We have everything that you need. All you need to do is to get on and bring other people on. That's your job, to get other people on. To me, the way I started my business, I was, had my own business, seeing my own patients, but I started three-weighing and getting people on the conference calls at nighttime and following up and seeing what they liked about this company. Getting them to look at the Discovery Channel documentary, some information, some tools out there, and seeing, what did you see? And the next thing you know, they were on the product. Next thing you know, they were in the business. And really, it only took that one person to get excited and get involved and get into their database, and wow. So I have a little saying out there. If you get into enough Rolodexes or databases, you will keep time with a Rolex. That helps me to realize this business is about people. And growing your business is about you first, and then them. One. You, and then one. That makes two. And then you do it again. It's a binary program. Your left to your right side. And when you have a wingman on your left side and your wingman on your right side, watch how high you fly. That's what's so beautiful about this model. It's simple, and when you get your two, you will fly too. That's what I think myself over and over. So, I don't know if there's any other leaders, but Willie, I'll give you some closing remarks there. I know you're having the time of your life, and this is what you want to do as a businessman the rest of your life, but I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
Well, Mark, I guess I'm reminded if you're new on the line, there's two things, or if you're newer, two things you need to really have your sponsor explain to you. Number one is the system. Step by step, have your sponsor teach you the system. You will be highly successful if you do the system. So get the explanation of what the system is. The second thing is you've got to be able to find out what your sponsor does for personal development. folks that have been around for a while, we need to really work hard, because as we get going, as our organizations grow, we become more involved with the day-to-day activities, all the different things. And just remember, if you hit a spot where you're not growing, it could be that you forgot to continue the personal development on yourself. That's what I battle all the time. Because of the time, that's the one thing that gets put to the back burner. So let's continue making ourselves better people, and it'll pay off in the long run. Thanks, Mark.
I appreciate that, and I hope you were taking notes and you grabbed somebody and were able to open up their possibilities. I'm going to open up the line. All yours. California, this day.
Awesome, William Mark, Andrea Schultz, American Canyon, California. Thank you, incredible.
Awesome call.
Great call, Lily York. Want to see you last week, Belleville, Georgia.
Great call.
Great call. Hey, Debbie, call. Thanks for that. That was really awesome.
Mark and Willie.
Great call. Great question. Hey, call.